नमस्कार दोस्तों, ब्रेकिंग न्यूज इंडिया लाइव में आपका स्वागत है। देश में बिजली संकट गहराता जा रहा है, कई राज्यों में अंधेरा छा गया है।
The terms were absolute. An immediate strike on Iranian power plants was imminent, with the U.S. military reaching peak readiness as the deadline approached. But when the clock hit zero, the expected assault didn't happen. Instead, the administration issued a social media post extending the timeline by 14 days and calling for a ceasefire. Domestic media outlets immediately framed this as a tactical pause, an act of strategic patience designed to give the Iranian government one final chance to surrender. Regional reporting, however, highlights a major discrepancy. The Iranian government officially states they never requested a ceasefire, nor did they ask for an extension of the original deadline. This shift points to a specific tactical logic. When a direct confrontation is no longer viable, a superpower must engineer an exit that preserves the appearance of control, primarily through proxy mediators, narrative spin, and stall tactics. Any sudden retreat without a concession risks destroying a leader's political legacy. To maintain the projection of global dominance, the withdrawal must look like a response to a diplomatic request. This creates the need for a middleman. Regional sources suggest the U.S. leaned on Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif to act as an intermediary and initiate the calls for a ceasefire. Deploying General Asim Munir adds an undeniable layer of military authority to these negotiation attempts, signaling a high-level effort to secure a third-party deal. Iran flatly rejected the premise. Their officials stated they would not negotiate any deal or ceasefire while existing blockades remained in place, demanding the unconditional lifting of sanctions first. Without Iran's cooperation in the negotiation, the U.S. was forced to unilaterally push back its own military deadlines, a move that suggests a lack of viable offensive options. When physical enforcement fails, the focus shifts to information management. The official U.S. narrative claims a total economic blockade is in effect, but the reality on the water contradicts this. Tracking data provides concrete evidence. At least 36 Iranian oil tankers have successfully navigated international waters, moving cargo despite the presence of a declared blockade. On a map of the Strait of Hormuz, the U.S. claims they are intentionally restricting the waterway to block Iran's economic deals, but the actual leverage remains with Iran, as their tankers continually bypass the declared barriers. When a nation can no longer dictate terms through physical force, narrative revision becomes the primary tool for maintaining domestic and international credibility. The U.S. is currently constrained by a strategic reality. Iran has successfully increased the projected cost of a direct war to an unacceptably high level. One pillar of this strategy is visible military posturing. Iran publicly deployed advanced weaponry, like the Khorramshahr missile, into civilian areas to demonstrate combat readiness. Deterrence is also reinforced through regional proxies. Groups like the Houthis in Yemen have openly vowed to launch a multi-front war if Iran is struck. Furthermore, U.S. military logistics are showing signs of exhaustion. Resources are stretched so thin that weapons deliveries to NATO allies like Estonia have reportedly been canceled to maintain current stockpiles. This combination of physical weaponry, regional proxy threats, and logistical limitations creates a trap where military action becomes increasingly unfeasible for the superpower. The Iranian military is maintaining a high alert status. They view the recent U.S. diplomatic stalls not as a path to peace, but as a deceitful maneuver designed to create a window for a surprise attack. Hostilities have now localized into covert operations, such as recent car bombings in the residential areas of Rasht, indicating that the underlying conflict continues away from the front lines. The psychological contrast is stark. While the U.S. narrative continues to shift, the streets of Tehran show a calm reality where infrastructure is rebuilt and daily life continues without significant interruption. The geopolitical dynamic has undergone a significant shift. While the risk of a strike remains, the era of a superpower acting with unquestioned, consequence-free dominance appears to have met its limit.